Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, and Superman by James Gunn, both on the writing and directing side of things, will be what officially kicks off, at least cinematically, this new DC universe coming our way, curated by James Gunn, which will be coming our way in the middle part of 2025, with it well into filming now, and is roughly, I think, about 25% or like a quarter of the way through filming at this point. That's at least based off what James Gunn has stated. It's around that point. But we do have a plethora of other projects, both film and TV wise, coming our way after Superman kicks it all off officially in 2025, with a variety of different characters getting focused in on. And the focus of today's video isn't a film, but a TV show or TV series that will be coming to the Max streaming platform in the near future. But it is based around a property and a group of characters that already had a project that was set to come out on Max and was in development since before COVID and then through COVID, but was then eventually scrapped once James Gunn took over and started DC Studios alongside Peter Safran, and this is based around the Green Lantern Corps. Now, this show isn't called Green Lantern, Green Lanterns, or the Green Lantern Corps, or the Green Lanterns Corps, but simply Lanterns. Now, Damon Lindelof of Lost, The Leftovers, and HBO's Watchmen fame is rumoured to be attached to this show in some regard, but this is still yet to be confirmed by James Gunn or anyone at Warner Brothers or DC, so if that is the case, we would probably hear about it close to this show starting production, but it's a rumour that's out there at this moment at the very least. And unlike all the other projects we've touched upon within this, DCU inspiration series, DC did not actually list an inspiration for this show, but I wanted to take a chance to talk about it and talk about the one inspiration that was teased in some way, and this was in James Gunn's initial announcement for the first of his DC Studios projects alongside Superman, Batman Brave and the Bold, and all the others. So when Lanterns was revealed and was announced as a TV show, the artwork that was used alongside it was the artwork from Green Lantern Earth 1, that comic book series. And the basis of the story in this series can lean into some of the stuff, while minor in value, that James Gunn has teased for this show, for the little that he's teased for this show, and also its importance to his larger DC Universe story as a whole that he is cooking up. Now, to be honest, this is in my top 3 for anticipated projects, this Land show. It's honestly probably number 1 based off the little we know. When more details come out about, not only this but other shows, maybe it moves around. But at the moment, it's probably number 1, or it's just tied with Booster Gold or something. So I'm excited to hear more about it and even just talk about it in this video and other videos. But of course, in the comment section down below, let me know if you're looking forward to this series, the Green Lantern or Lanterns as a series, and as well as any other thoughts you have about this story and other influences you think might play into the show. And of course, going to enjoy the video, want to show your support, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So Green Lantern Earth 1 has 2 volumes, the first released in March of 2018 and the second released in August of 2020. Now, it is written by Gabrielle Hartman and Karina Becko, and in this story we're in the near future with Harold, or Hal, Jordan on a mining mission in space working for the Ferris Company. Now, during this mission, Hal and his crewmate are digging up an asteroid, or digging into an asteroid, and come across this abandoned or deserted alien spaceship which has a dead alien body inside it alongside a robot that's not really working, as well as a lantern and ring. Now, they escape with the lantern and the ring, but once Hal's crewmate tries on the ring, it actually causes this sort of explosion that causes Hal to then use the ring, once he can get it, and use his willpower to do so to stay alive. And at this same time, he is then attacked by that robot that was in the ship, but he manages to destroy it. This robot is later revealed as a Manhunter. Now, in this story and in this world, the Manhunters have taken over Oa, the home of the Guardians, and also the base for the Green Lantern Corps normally, and there are very limited Green Lantern Corps members left out there, and there's only actually 1 Guardian left. Usually there's a decent council size, there's only 1 left now. Now, the last Guardian actually asks Hal to destroy Oa and kill everyone and everything on the planet, but Hal goes against this and goes with another plan. Now, after teaming up with Kilowog, who is not a Green Lantern at this point in this reality, but he does have a ring handed down to him from a family member or an ancestor, Hal does find himself on Oa and is able to team up with the remaining Green Lanterns and take down the Manhunters on Oa and free the beings that have been enslaved on the planet. Though, as we said before, the last Guardian was not killed due to his original plan. He wanted to pretty much do you kill everyone on this planet, including me, Mr. Hal Jordan. But he doesn't, that doesn't happen, so he's still alive. But he doesn't like that Hal, a Green Lantern, disobeyed him, because they're meant to be the masters of the Green Lantern Corps, and a Green Lantern has just disobeyed him. So he goes on to start another group, the Yellow Lantern Corps. Now this takes us into Volume 2, which starts around 3 years later roughly, where Earth has gotten much deeper into like intergalactic trade and relations and everything like that, and after a spaceship is destroyed and Earth is blamed for the attack, there is space drama, if you want to keep it simple, and it leads to some hostages being taken that are representatives for Earth, one of them being John Stewart. Now Hal attempts to save the hostages but is met by this new group of Lanterns, Yellow Lanterns, who are more powerful than the Green Lanterns, and is forced to withdraw because he's like, hey, if I fight here, I might cause a bit more, more issues, so I'll just stand back. Now, the Last Guardian actually offers spots on his Yellow Lantern Corps to any of the Green Lanterns that want to join. Hal and some others decline, but some other Green Lanterns accept the offer, one of these being Sinestro. But shortly after this, the Yellow Lanterns are sent out by the Guardian to take out respective Green Lanterns, with the Last Guardian actually transporting the main battery that powers the rings on Oa to a different dimension, the dimension that's sort of home to the base for the Yellow Lanterns. So the Green Lanterns are now powerless, which leaves them for death essentially against the Yellow Lanterns seeking to take them out. But one Yellow Lantern, the one on the planet with the hostages taken earlier on, gives up his lantern ring due to really not agreeing with what was going on, and this leads to John Stewart gaining the Yellow Lantern ring and using it in order to locate the Last Guardian, which the Green Lanterns or who the Green Lanterns are also after. Now, the Last Guardian is actually killed after getting stuck in a dimensional rift between our dimension, or the Green Lantern's dimension, and the Yellow Lantern's dimension, which implodes. This explosion also believing to have killed Hal Jordan. So the story ends, with everyone that was with Hal in this story thinking that he's dead, with John Stewart returning to Earth to continue the work he was doing and even continue on what Hal was doing. But it is revealed that Hal is actually still alive, but on the other side of that dimensional rift in the other dimension, and he's actually helping out the planet that is home to the Yellow Lanterns. Now, how could this relate to what James Gunn is doing with Lanterns? Well, as you should be able to tell, John Stewart is of course in this story, but he's not a major player, he's a minor player. While we know Lanterns will not necessarily be a buddy cop show of sorts, but it's going to have, the two Lanterns of Hal and John having a pretty equal footing in the show. Like, there's not going to be one distinctive lead by the sounds of it. It's definitely a two main lead sort of situation. But Gunn has said that Lanterns is a show, when we're talking about sort of like two male leads, will be very True Detective season 1, I guess, in style and nature, and there will be a large mystery that connects to the larger story in his DCU. Now, in that announcement, he does say that the show focuses on 2 Green Lanterns, with some other Lanterns mixed in there as well. And I do wonder if they use the Manhunters as that large mystery. You could then use various Lanterns showing up dead, whether it is specifically Green Lantern or just any colored Lantern Corps. And it is the Manhunters that are taking them out, or it could be Yellow Lanterns hunting Green Lanterns like that Earth 1 story contained that we just went over. But the Manhunters could play into a larger intergalactic threat that then plays into future films and TV shows, as it does sound like the story that James Gunn is telling is a long one and will have some major jigsaw pieces mixed in with some, other character developing stories. The question is just, where do we really start with the story, and where and when does it end? But I do wonder if there is this potential possibility to play into that Earth 1 story in some regards, and maybe shift some expectations that people might have going into this show, and actually have it that maybe to start off with, that one of the characters of Hal or John, doesn't have to be specific, is a Yellow Lantern, and the other is a Green Lantern, as you would expect going into this show. It would then technically really play into the title of Lanterns, and the show not being called Green Lanterns, because a lot of people still wonder why it's just called Lanterns and not Green Lanterns or Green Lantern Corps or something like that. So yeah, both of the main characters are Lanterns in this hypothetical, but they both aren't green to start off with. I think that would be an interesting twist of sorts. Probably not gonna happen, and the title of Lanterns probably just indicates that multiple Lantern Corps will play into the story of the show in some way, and Hal and John will still both be Green Lanterns. We might get a red or yellow Lantern showing up, whether they're a big focus or not, but, it's some food for thought, I guess. I just thought it'd be worth bringing up and it'd be somewhat interesting. But the Manhunter aspect, I do like the sound of potentially playing into what James Gunn is doing, just because it's meant to be this, extraterrestrial threat, but it's also meant to be a bit Earth-based and a bit more grounded of sorts. So I'm very intrigued to see how that works, because when you go extraterrestrial and involving all these different aliens and stuff, I know grounded doesn't necessarily mean it has to be real. It's more grounded emotionally, but at the same time, you know, when you're talking about like a true detective style and, you know, a mystery and everything like that, it just opens your mind to the possibilities that they could be doing and how it connects to the larger story that he's building for this DCU. So it intrigues me on that basis, but you never know, things change. Maybe the importance of this show gets, you know, knocked down a bit because maybe they think, oh, well, actually, we'll do this in this show instead, or whatever it might be. But at this time, from what we know, it's meant to be a fairly important piece in the jigsaw puzzle. Now, as I sort of indicated earlier, there is no release date of yet, but rumors have suggested this could start filming very late this year, but I think probably the first half of next year is the most likely. It seems because, you know, James Gunn's directing Superman, it seems like a lot of stuff is going to go into the pre-production stuff in this back half, and it will start filming early next year. Like there could be like 3 or 4 different DCU projects filming around the same time in the first half of next year. But as we always say, that's a wait and see. I'm sure we'll get we'll get updates eventually when necessary. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below. You're looking forward to Lanterns as a show. Do you have any theories around it, any other story ideas? Let me know. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.